If you've been alive long enough, you know the curse of the live action. They're almost always atrocious. So when the One Piece live action got announced, the question wasn't about will it be good, it was how bad could it possibly be. Because after disasters like the Attack on Titan live action or the joke of an Avatar one, the bar was already in hell. And yet somehow, despite all that, they made it work. So what exactly did they do so differently? The first big change was making the characters feel alive. Sanji is the biggest example here because unlike the anime where he'd catapult with nosebleeds, turn into boneless jellyfish on the side of a woman, and yell Nami Swan for the umpteenth time, he feels much calmer in the live action. He's flirtatious without being overbearing, he's a playboy who keeps his charm, and best of all, his corny pickup lines have a much higher chance of seducing someone than turning into a dog. He is no longer a walking gag, but an actual person you'd run into in a bar or something. And not just Sanji, other characters like Luffy and Usopp also behave in ways that complement their characters instead of trying to replicate them to a T. One failed example I want to give here for a better perspective was Lady's depiction in the animated Devil May Cry series, where instead of following the actual character blueprint, they uprooted her entire identity. Forget copying her, they replaced her. Who even swears that much? But the One Piece live action never uproots, it only builds upon what already exists. And that's exactly what makes the characters feel so genuine. Next up is the horrid pacing which the live action fixes, but not in the way you'd think. It's not that the live action is faster than the anime, in fact it's the opposite. It just stays in moments much longer than the anime does. You'd think that adapting over 100 chapters in 8 episodes is overkill, but somehow they never make it seem rushed. Like for example, Chopper's backstory. Instead of giving it a long drawn-out flashback, they added it into the present timeline. So now you're not just hearing about who Look was, you're getting to experience every moment alongside him. The live action doesn't need to adapt the whole story, and that's exactly what makes it special. Look and Kureha weren't just people from Chopper's life that we're leaving behind, they are living, breathing memories that will carry beyond the grand line. But the biggest thing that saved the live action from the curse was the original writer's involvement. Oda actively reads every outline, scripts, reviews, cuts, and casting, and every decision goes past him. So if he says something doesn't add up, it is changed. And if you tell him there isn't enough budget, he tells you to find more money. He has that veto power because, well, he wrote the story, and in the words of the live action makers, why would we ever want to do something that wasn't what he intended? And seeing how the live action creators actively consider and integrate all of his suggestions is what made this live action such a big hit. Now the next part was something we were all worried about. How realistic will it all look? Will we be cursed by the flimsy fits in the Temu wigs or get lost in the dark Netflix lighting where you can't see a thing? But no, they went all in and gave us realistic fits, wigs that felt real, did not let this Chopper see the light of day, and most importantly, created such immersive sets that felt lived in and not just built for the shoot. Each outfit was tailor-made and had intricate details like the hand-printed petals on Robin's hat, or even going as far as replicating outfits from the color spreads. This is what a dedicated, funded, and appreciated costume team can do for you. In the end, I think the biggest reason all of this works is because the live action isn't trying to be a copy. Most adaptations end up failing because they're obsessed with either being heavily accurate or just dumping the source material altogether and writing a fanfiction instead. And neither way translates well into real life because what works in anime can look absolutely garbage in real life. So instead of copying everything, all One Piece does is adapt to it. It doesn't shy away from changing what needs to be changed and keeps core elements alive even when they run out of budgets. Like Mr. Nine, for example, barely stood out in the anime, but in the live action, he truly shone like no other. The pinkies up detail that he added himself, the over-the-top royal acting, and the increased screen time made him more than just a filler character, but someone worth remembering. The One Piece live action is thus not a replacement for the anime, but a complementary story that pairs beautifully alongside it. I hope that with this successful adaptation, we'll see more that can act as gateways for new watchers instead of curses for old ones. I will never be able to live down the epic earthbending in the Avatar live action. It took 15 benders to move one rock. They could have just picked it up and shoved it at this point.